It's a cheerleading chant. Do you not know what Bring It On is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then Bring It On Again or Bring It On 2, whatever it is.
Bring it on again.
Again.
I think that's what they should name every sequel. Whatever it is. Again. It's Lord of the Rings.
Again. Hello and welcome to Hardly Working, the show about life, love, and labor, hosted by the couple that works, plays, and stays together. I'm Kelly.
And I'm SP.
The TikTok superstar.
Welcome to anyone who's joining us from TikTok. I know a lot of you have. We, over the last 5... Oh my god!
It's so windy here. So sorry. We can hear the house creaking.
Yes.
In the studio that we're in.
I have to. Okay. So before we get to that, we're not going to talk too much about the fires except at the beginning because we want you guys to just have a place to take a break. But I will say that we may take random stops when the wind picks up and we literally hold on to our chairs in the studio just to make sure we don't blow away. No, we are
going to Oz with all this wind.
We are on the second story, so it's a little scary. But yes, we over the last 5 days, 22,000 new followers on our TikTok at It's Hardly Working. Hi, which has been really cool. We've been giving lots of updates over there, so check that out in terms of the fires and that kind of stuff. But yeah, welcome to everyone who is here. The fires have been crazy, and we'll talk about that now, and then forget about it forever. The last 5 days, fires burning in Los Angeles. We've had yesterday was a big fire right next to our, small fire right next to our house. Felt big because it was very close.
We watched it kind of happen.
Also, I have to tell myself I don't have to talk as fast as I've been talking on TikTok.
No.
We can just talk.
We're just on our podcast.
It's okay.
But Welcome. It has been a scary couple of days living in the valley and a sad couple of days, which you said we won't get into too much. But if you live anywhere in the world that has ability to get access to news, then you know what's been going on in California.
Yeah,
probably.
In fact, we've had people jumping on. I just threw it down here. People checking in from Hungary, Germany, the UK, Ireland, Saudi Arabia, and all across the country over on TikTok, making sure we're doing okay and following along here as well.
Yeah, it is the worst fires that California has seen.
Yeah,
ever, with over 10,000 structures burned.
Yeah,
at this point in time, and thousands of acres.
Yeah, including
burned.
Our friend's home, Corey and Tara, is gone.
It's gone, burned down to the ground in Altadena. So
it's pretty real over here.
If you're looking for ways to help and you live afar, you can see the link to in our caption. Can you do that? I know you can do it on YouTube, but can you do it in?
What are we talking about? A link for what?
To be able to donate. There's a couple different places.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the description.
Yeah, that you can donate to that are helping people that are directly affected by the fire. And what I can say is in this time, everyone wants to donate. And there's been so many donations, which is so cool to see our community just come together this way in Los Angeles. But the one thing that I keep hearing is that the best way that people can help right now is monetarily with money, truly just donating money to these people that have lost everything. So if you're looking for ways to donate and you don't know how, we're going to post a link for you to donate to a couple different places, probably 2 different places, like the World Kitchen one you were talking about. And then another one that will go directly to helping people that were affected by the fire. So we'll do that if you want to, if you feel called to, or you're looking for ways, we'll help you guys out there. But just thank you. We just want to say thank you to everyone that's checked in on us from near and far.
Wherever you are.
Thanks, Celine.
I believe in my heart that my...
Nope. Got it. It's okay. But thank you so much for checking.
You really are going to leave me hanging. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go on and on. Thank you for checking in on us.
You really phoned it in there.
I did.
And on and on. Okay.
I'm just trying to get through it. Okay.
It's the wrong show for that. I have to talk about that later too. I'm sorry.
But thank you for everyone that's checked in on us. Thank you for being in it with us and with the fire guy over here. We're okay, but we're very sad.
Yeah, and okay for now. Just for context, we're recording this episode on Monday, and we usually don't release our episodes till Wednesday. So I may throw it out a little earlier, but things will have changed if it does update, if we do put it out on Wednesday. So who knows? But you mentioned that you're just trying to get through it. I need to apologize. I've had to all the people who've been like, where is Hardly Working Through It? I can't find it anywhere.
It's hidden somewhere.
Yeah, it turns out not only have I uploaded 22 episodes because I put our backlog on there for Hardly Working Through It, the new podcast that's about working through your things like fires. I don't know what happened. There's something wrong and something bad is happening in podcasting there. So that is on me, and I'm not sure what the solution is to that yet, but I will figure it out.
I'll figure it out this week. I'll make sure of it.
And last thing before we leave the fires behind, this is tangential, but a lot of people worried about the TikTok ban and TikTok going away in a few days. In fact, this may be the last podcast we have before TikTok could be banned in the US. I just want to throw it out there. If you're hoping to stay in touch with us, remember, we're also on Instagram at the same handle, at It's Hardly Working, and you can find us there too. With that said, I'm ready to brush off the current situation for a moment to take some serenity and some joy. Are you ready?
Been ready.
Well, let's jump into one of our first segments that we usually jump into. That happened today.
I like how you're explaining this as if these people haven't listened. The first one.
Well, I'm just saying there's a lot of people who are like, I'm now
you think they're
subscribed to your podcast. Yeah, on the first episode, sure.
No, okay.
You think they'll start from the beginning? I hope
but they
not.
Probably are listening to last week's already.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it or are currently, you know what I mean. January 13th is possibly today. A couple things happen. Am I wrong on the date? Is it not
today is January 13th, but the day that this comes out is January 16th.
Let's just go with that then. You know,
is that January 16th?
Maybe. Yes, it is. January 16th. A couple things happened this year. If you don't know, this is where we take a look through history on weird things that I'm just saying, Kelly, some people don't know. Some people don't. We take a look back through the years to see cool things that have happened.
They'll get it through context.
Yeah, they will.
You're not hosting me or them.
We're just so here. Hard to turn
We're just
it
here.
Off. I know.
So just tell me what happened today.
Well, I bet you
that happened today.
I bet you didn't know about Henry Ford.
Oh, tell me about Henry Ford.
Do you know who Henry Ford is, Kel?
Yeah, Henry Ford is the guy that created Ford, literally.
That's a better description than I was going to give. I was like, he's the guy who invented cars, which probably isn't true.
I mean, technically, he invented kind of the first big car that people had access to.
Yes, the
no
Model
windshields.
Something.
Sorry.
No windshields.
The Model T.
Yes, I just didn't know what letter it was.
Okay.
Regardless.
So tell me about who Henry Ford is.
Those aren't his only cars. Because in 1942, Henry Ford patented a soybean car.
Interesting. Did it run off of soybeans?
You'd think that would be pretty progressive for the 1940s.
Or did it just transport a lot of soybeans?
That would make sense. But
or did it look like a soybean?
Not that.
Which I don't know how that's different
also,
than other
like the
beans.
Oscar Mayer one, but it's just a soybean.
Kind of.
I don't know what a soybean looks like.
Kind of like all other beans.
Like a legume?
Yeah, I said that. Yep. Like
okay,
a legume.
Good. No, it is none of the things that you said. It was a concept car where the body panels of the car were made out of soy-based plastic.
Oh. How forward of him. That's not the right word. How
progressive
of him.
Possibly, if you want a car that's made out of plastic. Now, as two people who were recently T-boned in an intersection, which sounds sexier than it is, I don't think I would have wanted to have gotten in an accident in a soybean car.
You're right. I mean, this was a time they didn't even really have seatbelts, or like I said, windshields.
Well, they definitely didn't have seatbelts. Even in the 60s, they didn't have seatbelts.
I'm just saying. So. How progressive at the time, trying to make it lighter, and you probably...
That's actually what it was, is they're trying to make it 30... Well, they did. It would have made it 30% lighter than traditional steel cars.
And 100% more or less safe.
More dangerous.
Yeah, more dangerous.
More or less safe.
More or less safe. I don't know.
Anyway, he did patent it, but it never made like mass production. So,
well, it makes sense.
Soybean cars, not a thing.
Nah, that's whack.
Nah, that's whack. Plus, a lot of people are allergic to soy. You'll be allergic to your whole vehicle.
Your whole car, you just break out in hives. I'm fine. This is fine.
Which is ironically how I've been feeling for the last 5 days. I'm fine. This is fine.
Okay, so did that happen on January 16th?
Yes.
Wow, that happened. Thanks, January 16th.
Other things that happened, of course, we are big movie fans here. I've never seen Son of Frankenstein. That came out in 1936.
Son of Frankenstein. I've never seen that either.
Legends of the Fall came out in 1995. But my favorite from the list of movies that debuted was a little movie in 2006 called Hoodwinked.
That
Did you
such
watch
a good
Hoodwinked?
animated film.
Underrated classic.
Underrated. We should watch that.
If it was made by Disney or Pixar, people would be like,
huge.
"It's amazing!" But because I don't even know who made it,
I know, but it's incredible. Maybe DreamWorks.
But this movie, guys, when I was a kid, I would have been in high school at this point. Hoodwinked was such a creative eye opener to me.
See who it's made by. Keep going.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, they're taking a fairy tale that we all know. In this case, many fairy tales, Goldilocks, the Three Little Pigs, all of those different things. The Big Bad Wolf, which is probably still Goldilocks, who knows? And they're making it something else. You're allowed to do that. There's no rules. And it was so fun. The animation doesn't really hold up as much anymore. What?
I just want everyone to know, as we keep going through this, that that happened today is really, thanks January 13th. Sorry that we're a couple days off. It's okay though.
Yeah. Whoops.
It's fine. It is, the production company was Can Bar Entertainment and Blue Yonder Films. And there is a Hoodwinked 2, Hood versus Evil. I've never seen it.
Where they just go to the hood and they fight crime as like Goldilocks and stuff. I'd watch that.
Norse. But thanks, January 13th.
Thanks today. That was one of my favorites. A couple people having a birthday on January 1st. Julia Louis-Dreyfus turns 64 years old.
Wow.
Patrick Dempsey turns 59 years old.
McDreamy.
I never know which Mick he is. McDreamy,
He's the OG.
McSteamy, McGillicuddy.
There you go. He's the OG McDreamy.
There's multiple McDreamies?
No, he's the OG Mick, as in McDreamy.
He's the OG McDreamy? What are we saying?
He's McDreamy.
In real life, is he really dreamy?
Spoilers. He's dead. Not Patrick Dempsey, but his character on Grey's Anatomy. No, it's really sad. Oh, because they wouldn't do burr holes. I was doing burr holes as an not intern, whatever she was. As a resident, whatever. Doesn't matter. You've never seen Grey's Anatomy, so you wouldn't know.
What are you doing with your
Grey's
hands?
Anatomy. You scrub in.
Is this like some cult thing I don't know about?
Andy would get it. Whatever.
Shout out to Andy. Anders. Yeah. Also, Orlando Bloom's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Orlando. Do you know that Simon's met him and his son?
Oh, I did know that. Yeah. Now, I'm an effeminate man. Are you attracted to him as well? That you're attracted to me?
I don't know that the two.
Don't we both look like we could be like little, like fairies, like in the forest, little fairies?
Sure, but I don't think that you look like Orlando Bloom.
I like to think that Pirates of the Caribbean brought you to me. A blend of Captain Jack and Orlando Bloom, whatever his character is named. I like to think that that's why you fell for me.
Okay. That's like the first you've ever said that. I don't understand. I feel like you're just coming at me from left field.
Well, you didn't have a thing for Orlando Bloom like every other person during the Pirates franchise?
No.
Really?
Johnny Depp was Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, Captain, her captain.
No.
Well, maybe you would like this last birthday better. Liam Hemsworth turns 35 today. Oh,
I'm just kidding. Chris Hemsworth is better. Let's just say that.
I agree, but I look more
sad for him.
like Liam than Chris. I feel like I could be the weird, ugly cousin of a Hemsworth. Not ugly, but like
they have
in
other
comparison.
Brothers.
I know there's already a third one and the rest. But I feel like I could be like an ostracized cousin who shares some genetics and they're like,
sure.
He never did really anything with his life. That's my Australian accent.
You did stuff with your life though. But Liam Hemsworth is not my
your celebrity crush?
My cup of tea necessarily.
Who is your cup of tea? I know the answer to that.
You tell me.
His name is Fierro.
Jonathan Bailey.
Yes. Thank you, because I was not going to get to that
I do love
name.
me some Jonathan Bailey. He's my faves. And I'm so happy for him and all of his success. And that it happens to be with NBC.
Real? Oh, that's helpful for us. Mm-hmm. We'll see what this year holds.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who did their vision planning for 2025 and they're like, this is going to be my year.
This is still going to be the best year yet. I can feel it in my bones. It's still going to be such a good year. Yeah. Through trials, do we grow and succeed? Shut up. You're so mean. You can throw out random things. I'm always on board. And then when I come up with stuff, you always give me a hard time.
What was that phrase again?
With
power
comes comes great responsibility.
Not great power, just normal power.
What is it? With great power? What is that phrase? Spider-Man, give it to me.
When-
My favorite superhero, my favorite Marvel
my-
superhero is Superman. You know, his catchphrase, what he's known for, is with great power comes great responsibility. A news anchor really said that on live television.
That
I
was
was like, who are
infuriating.
you? What is happening
Infuriating.
right now?
I don't even.
Transformers, roll
I
out.
forgot what we were talking about because that phrase was so made up. I was like, "Are we?
Shut up.
Where are we?"
Oh my gosh.
You are so smart and so kind and so funny. That sentence.
It's the dumbest thing you've ever said, dummy.
Not my words, but I don't disagree.
You say it better.
I can't even remember it. It
The
was
best is yet to come. That's basically what I'm saying, but I don't want to say that. It's a very Christian phrase to me. It's very triggering.
oh.
I cannot. I'm unhinged today, okay? We're off the rails.
It's the best
Are
episodes.
those all of the things that have happened?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about some things that actually happened on January 16th.
Dang, girl, did you do some homework?
I did. I didn't do things that happened today because you told me that you did it.
I kind of
So
did.
didn't. But you want to know something that I think we've been missing
Yes.
when we talk about that happened today?
Yeah.
National holidays.
Really?
Yeah, not the boring ones,
Oh.
which no shade to Martin Luther King Jr. because incredible, amazing.
What a weird pick.
Well, it's because January 16th is Martin Luther King's birthday.
Yeah, to clarify, no
Oh,
shade
I'm sorry,
at all.
15th, January 15th.
Oh, who's messing up their dates now?
Whatever.
It's so easy.
It's the 15th.
It's so
But listen,
thanks, January 15th.
So today, on Wednesday, January 15th, is Martin Luther
It's
King's.
not, that's not the date. Is Wednesday the 15th?
It's the 15th.
I thought you were this whole time.
And it was because I got confused. Listen, because
Look.
the 16th is National Nothing Day.
Is that a thing?
It's totally a thing.
I like my brain to go to National Nothing Day right
It's where
now.
because of after all the stress from the holidays, you take a day and you do nothing. I mean, it's a Thursday, it's not gonna happen. But let's get back to Wednesday, right? Big, important holidays, okay? It's Museum Selfie Day.
Yeah, no shade to Martin Luther King Day. It's Museum Selfie Day.
I'm saying that is an important thing. I'm talking about the other holidays.
Okay,
The other days, the other national days that we overlook or we don't think about that I think we should start giving some attention to.
Have you ever taken a photo and a selfie in a museum?
100%.
Me too.
Getty Villa. 100%.
Yeah.
And the Getty Museum itself,
I think
which thankfully are still standing.
I think I have a photo of me, like a selfie style photo in front of the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, in the Louvre.
In the Louvre. In the Louvre, we're all
fair.
fair.
Listen, also today, National Strawberry Ice Cream Day. I'm not mad about it.
Look, I will say this. Underrated and underappreciated. Strawberry ice cream.
agree.
As a fruity boy, I love strawberry ice cream. I won't eat it a ton because it's a little too creamy for me
But
typically.
listen, if you have
but
it
it's
in
good.
Neapolitan, it's like the nice little.
What's the worst flavor in Neapolitan? Wrong. Chocolate. That's the worst. I
was gonna say chocolate.
I know because I
actually
love
think
you
that
and
the
I know you,
answer-
but no.
Listen, I actually think that the answer to that question, as who I am right now as a 33-year-old adult, is chocolate.
So you agree?
Yeah, I do. That's why I said you didn't even let me answer. You just said wrong chocolate. I was like, wait, I have fallen in love with vanilla bean ice cream, but vanilla bean,
I think it's
It can't
called
just-
vanilla legume.
it just can't be vanilla. But I like the strawberry ice cream that has like real strawberry pieces in it. It is very,
that's,
very good.
That's the
Okay,
best kind.
I got two more for you.
But I have so much more to say about ice cream. Go ahead.
Go for it.
No,
You're gonna have more to say about the number one thing.
I
the number
knew.
one
I
holiday.
know.
Listen,
I know.
next up, National Hat Day is
Oh.
today as well. So if you have a hat, grab it, put it on. You don't, except for that Santa hat over there, which feels wrong.
Feels wrong.
But it's National Hat Day.
Nice. Get yourself a nice bowler, a nice Stetson,
You have
maybe a 10-gallon hat.
you have a Stetson somewhere.
Is that what it's called?
Mhm.
Yeah, I got,
Gifted.
that story is old.
Got gifted one. It's totally fine. It's too big for his head. They used a weird measuring tape and it was wrong. I just think that it doesn't matter. But you also got a really nice new LA hat that has Guy Fieri on the side of it
That's true. Thanks
you
to
should wear.
Ryan. Yeah, I have actually.
on National Hat Day. Last but not least, today, January 13th. Thanks, January 13th.
Or 15th or 16th. Who knows?
Who am I? January 15th, on Wednesday, January 15th. You tell me. I don't know. It's National Bagel Day.
Oh, snap.
I know.
Definitely in my top 2 circle-shaped foods.
I know donuts number one.
Yeah, donuts
But
might be
bagel's
number
pretty
1 of all shaped foods.
But I just want to throw it out there. It's National Bagel Day. So if you haven't eaten breakfast or if you're looking for just a fun meal to have a bagel. You can have it so many ways. You can make a bagel sandwich out of it. You can make it with breakfast items like eggs and stuff. Or you can make it with like ham and cheese, make a yummy bagel sandwich. So happy National Bagel Day.
Yeah, or you could just raw dog it and take a big bite out of it
With
without
some cream
toasting
cheese. With
it
some cream
or
cheese.
anything.
With some cream cheese.
Who does
Goodness
that? Who
gracious.
just bites into a bagel? Who wants a plain bagel? Not the type of bagel, not plain the type. I mean,
But
with no
with
cream
nothing on
cheese.
it.
Like
I don't
it's
know.
like just a dense log
I
of
know. It's way better with some
cylindrical
crunches.
potential.
And I make the best bagel sandwiches, but we don't need to get into that now.
Save that for later. You know,
Thanks, January.
you guys, we are so tired.
Okay, listen, it's been a long couple of days. We'll be back on it next week. Forget about this week. We talked about the 13th, talked about the 15th, something on the 16th. We're covering the whole week this week, but next week we'll be back. And right.
Maybe. Or who knows? Maybe the studio won't be here. You know, only time will tell. Only time. A lot of people have jumped on to the podcast recently from all around the world, which I'm so grateful for. And it also gives me a cool and unique opportunity to say what is going on across the pond.
I have no idea. I'm only been focused on fires.
And by across the pond, I mean just anywhere in the Europe area in general. Because I've got questions based on the stories I've been reading this week.
Okay, let me hear them. Because all I've read about is fires, and so I'm ready for some other news. Man, it's so cold.
It is so cold.
Grab a blanket.
One of your favorite places.
London, Paris,
Great guesses.
Venice,
Another
Bruges.
great guess. I'm going to say
Amsterdam.
Belgium.
Belgium. Yeah, Bruges. There you go. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Sorry, that was a little
Little
what's the word I'm looking for?
Barougie.
Yeah. It felt wrong when favorite place. I was like, oh, I don't know all these places.
Oh, so
like-
so fancy.
Sorry.
The people in Belgians are eating something they shouldn't.
In Belgium are eating something they shouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Any guesses?
Snails.
There's a lot of good.
No one should eat snails.
No, you can eat snails.
No one should. Bats.
I've eaten snails before. No one
Gross.
should
Don't
eat
kiss
bats
me.
though. This was years ago.
Okay, thank
And
God.
it didn't even mean anything.
Bats.
Look, well, first, some of my favorite food out
Guano.
there. Guano is bat still.
It's bat poop. So I'm just getting more specific.
It's a bat idea.
That's right.
When we were in Belgium, French fries, amazing. I mean, they probably weren't French. They're probably Belgian
No,
fries.
but listen, yes, but it's the sauces. It's the fry sauces that they
Mhm.
have. That was so fun. There were so many. It was so fun. Waffles. Belgian waffles.
This is like our top foods from Belgium.
Yeah. Belgian beer, which you had.
Yeah. Chocolate.
Oh, so good.
So
Belgian
good.
chocolate.
Well,
My dad knocked over a whole display. That's all I think about.
that was really
I was like, oh,
a tough time to be an American in Europe.
yeah. Love you, Dad.
Adding another food to the list. Christmas trees.
I'm sorry. Explain.
Oh, I will. Well, apparently, the article I'm reading says, don't eat your Christmas tree, Belgium's told. Why? Because apparently there's some type of new eco-friendly repurposing of Christmas tree movements, which is encouraging people to use pine needles in their recipes.
No.
Which apparently
like
has been
rosemary.
done. It's been, yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, it's like a flavor, like a scent thing. But I don't know about you. I don't want to eat the scent of pine.
Yeah, well, there's a big difference between food grade rosemary and a Christmas tree that you maybe bought off of a lot.
And then hung your ornaments on and is now dying. And you're like, let me eat it.
Yeah, you know what we should do? Eat this. I'm also not a fan of people going like, I have this thing, I'm gonna eat it. Like, I know that the placenta is full of nutrients, but that weirds me out a little bit.
Breast milk.
Breast milk.
That was the whole thing. Remember watching a documentary when they were like, I'm buying breast milk for my protein shakes.
Yeah, these like
And I
bodybuilders.
was like, I don't think that you should do that.
Very odd. But the reason why it's bad to be eating your Christmas trees, I can't believe I have to have this conversation. Pesticides, of course. Christmas trees are often treated with pesticides, and they're not intended to be eaten.
Just smack the crap out of my microphone. Sorry.
Must be an
They're not
episode of
intended
Hardly
to
Working.
be eaten.
Yes, and some of these trees have flame retardant on them. Not to bring up the fires,
Oh.
but some of these trees have flame retardant,
Oh.
which obviously is not supposed to be eaten. So if you are in Belgium eating your Christmas tree,
Maybe don't.
stop watching these people on TikTok. Just watch me. Belgium isn't the only place that you love across the pond. That
Paris?
is in close. You mentioned it earlier.
England.
Yes,
Okay.
London in
London?
particular.
What are they eating?
They're not eating,
Thank
but they
God.
are doing things.
Are they
And
smoking Christmas trees?
you know what? I don't know.
It's a good guess.
I don't know what I would do. No, nothing to do with Christmas trees. Words are hard. It is that time, though. London's annual No Trousers Tube Ride took place on Sunday, January 12th.
I remember this.
Didn't we
not talk about this? Didn't we talk about this? Or was this cheese wheels?
Those seem like very different questions.
I don't know. I just feel like this sounds so familiar.
What does cheese wheels have to do
like
with
a cheese wheel
no
race?
pants? What?
I don't know. Okay, tell me more.
You talking about that dude who got crushed
No,
under a giant
I'm
cheese wheel?
about him. May he
Girl,
rest in peace. Is
Swiss
of
cheese.
cheese.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, you tell me.
Well, okay. First of all, it's kind
this
of
is unhinged.
it's kind of self-explanatory. In London, in
They're
their subway
tubing.
called the Tube.
Oh.
Oh,
They're not
were
like
you
tubing.
No,
But in the tube.
Wow.
Are they
the Tube?
Yeah,
the
I know
subway.
what the tube is, but
Did you think that London people were inner tubing behind a boat with no pants?
not behind a boat, maybe on like snow.
Snow tubing with no pants?
I don't know. Yeah, that's why I was like, that sounds crazy.
That's
They're
a great
going
way
into
to
the
scratch your
tube.
booty.
They're not just homeless people.
No, these are normal people.
Do you have pictures?
I have a picture that I'm pulling up right now.
Is it censored?
It's not, but it does have a butt on it. I don't know. It's not pulling up right now. I'll show you once it pulls up. Here's the deal.
Lame.
This is just one of those things that's for fun that people do.
Why?
Here's
It's
the
not
picture.
considered like public displays or like.
I don't know. It didn't mention that. I had that question, but it didn't mention
they're
it.
wearing underwear still.
Yeah. It's just no trousers. I like that they
It
call
must be
them trousers.
so cold though. It has to be so cold in London right now.
It's always cold and foggy in London.
Yeah, but that's why they wear pea coats and different
That's why
things.
we wear pants.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's no purpose for this other than fun. It's not raising money. It's not bringing awareness. It's just like
I miss London. Can we go back?
only if we go pantsless.
No, you can, not me.
Have you ever done something like that?
No.
Do you remember like growing up, you'd hear like UCLA is doing their undies run or something? It's like this,
Maybe.
but they're just like a bunch of college kids in their underwear running. I was always.
Maybe, I don't know.
You've never heard of that?
I mean, probably, but no, not really. I tend to stay away from trouserless events.
You know what? It's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah. So
Apparently, though, this started in New York, doing subway like
That makes
pantsless subway rides.
I'm surprised that people don't get in trouble for that. And it's not like, well, now you're considered a like, you know what, offender.
Yeah, I don't know how far is too far. That should be a question that we
I
talk
know.
about on.
But I guess it could be like, I'm wearing a bodysuit.
Can I just pause real quick? When you grew up in church, did you always hear that question, or did people talk about that? Like, a lot of you guys are asking, how far is too far in your dating relationships?
If you're asking yourself that question, then it's probably too far.
Oh my gosh, we so grew up in the same culture.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Sorry, I
Well-
was like, let me just answer and see if this is right.
Oh my gosh, it was totally right. Anyway, I don't know what's going on in London. They're eating Christmas trees. They're riding the subway with no pants. It seems like
Let's go.
It sounds
just
like a
kidding.
great time.
I do love London.
Well,
Very
I will
much.
tell you this. It's not just the UK and Europe that's doing weird things. Of course, lots of weird things
Okay.
happening in America. I would say the weirdest state we have is being just as weird as typically expected. Any ideas what state that is?
Texas.
Good guess.
Is it a flyover state?
Nope.
Is it a Florida?
Yep. Because
Sorry,
anything
I
goes
should have
in
known.
Florida. This is
Okay.
a weird one, though. Florida residents warned to prepare for falling iguanas as temperatures drop.
They're going
That's
to fall out
right.
of trees?
Yes.
'Cause that makes sense.
Have
I
you been
guess.
around iguanas before?
Only at the pet store.
Really?
I mean, recently.
You haven't been to like a country or something where there's like wild iguanae?
No.
Iguanas?
I mean, unless Mexico has iguanas, but we didn't see any.
South America for sure. I think when I was in Costa Rica, there was a bunch. And
Where did
maybe
we
I've
go
seen-
with Nick and Simon? Cancun?
Cabo. Or Cabo, one of the two.
But I don't think they have iguanas.
I don't know. I think I saw one. But here's what's happening is the weather is changing in Florida and getting colder.
And so they fall.
Apparently these iguanas live in trees. I literally said tree because I was still thinking, is it iguanas or iguanae?
Iguana. The iguana.
The
Iguanae.
The iguana.
The, I don't know.
You hear my David Attenborough impression right
Yeah.
there? The iguana
I do love David Attenborough. Oh my God.
lives
Please don't die
in
this
the
year.
trees. I think
can't
he's like
handle it.
111.
No, he's not. But
It's okay. AI
What
is
a
going to
sweet
duplicate his voice.
No!
and we'll have him forever.
what a sweet man.
Just like James Earl Jones.
Oh.
Did you know he let Disney like use his voice? They're like, we're going to take all your voice and we're going to use it for eternity. So you'll always be Darth Vader or Mufasa or
Aw.
all that stuff. Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, iguanas are falling out of trees. Do you want to know why?
Yeah, because temperatures are dropping.
They're getting colder, and since they're reptiles, as they get colder, they could just fall out of the tree.
Because they kind of freeze up, don't they?
Yeah, so they're warning people in Florida, like, hey, caution, falling iguanas from trees. If you see an iguana that has fallen from a tree and looks dead, don't touch it. It's not
dead. Yeah, it's alive. It's
alive.
Just cold.
They might be falling on you, but I had to look it up. I was like, how big do iguana get? Iguano. That's what it sounded like in my head.
I knew.
Any guesses on how big iguanas can get?
15 inches.
Up to 7 feet.
No.
Yes.
Really?
That silence was shock and awe. Up to 7 feet, but
That's
oddly
crazy.
enough, only up to 20 pounds. So I'm assuming
they're very skinny and long.
Here's the deal.
That's what you're saying to me.
That's got to be including the tail, right? Is the 7 feet?
Yeah, and so the tails are like mostly cartilage, right?
I don't know. I'm not a reptile doctor.
I'm just thinking about lizards. I mean, their tails can get cut off and they can grow them back.
But that's actually, I was just thinking that. Do you think that happens with iguanae?
They're a lizard, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's their tails. Does a Komodo dragon's tail grow back if it gets bit off?
Do your research. I don't know.
I don't have all the answers to the random questions you ask. I do all of the
didn't ask that
research.
question. You asked that question. You said, do you think their tails grow back?
Look, I'll ask the questions here.
What do you mean?
Look, you're missing the point.
Is that it's long and skinny. And up to 7 feet? But only 20 pounds?
All of that is accurate. How
Do
big
their tails grow back?
is it?
Who knows?
Who knows?
We don't know.
But if you're in Florida and you see a tailless frozen iguana,
don't touch it. Iguana.
Don't touch it.
But send us pictures.
What's your favorite?
Of the iguana.
Or of you.
No, with the iguana.
With the, you didn't let me finish. With the iguana.
Sure. What were you going to ask me?
Do you have a favorite reptile?
I don't particularly.
I do. Thanks for asking.
Oh.
My favorite. I'm just kidding. You said you don't, but you've got to have something.
I don't particularly like reptiles.
You didn't like that lizard that got sent over to our house to die?
Hell no. Can I say that? I just did.
What's the lizard's name again?
Not Steven. It was some sort of Lord of the Ring. Bilbo.
Bilbo.
He died.
He did.
Our daughter's lizard that she caught.
She did.
She died. He died.
We don't know if it's boy or girl. I'm not a lizard doctor.
I don't know, but I know. No. I mean, I'm sure they're cool. I just don't particularly like lizards. You did see that chameleon though, and I was like, I'd get you a chameleon.
Look.
And you were like, no, I don't want it.
That is, well, because I don't want to be a person with a reptile. We were talking to somebody the other day who's got 4 rabbits in their apartments, and none of them get along, so she has to keep them in different places.
Well, she can't. No. The boys and the girls may get along. She doesn't know. But what happens when you put bunnies together?
They go bing, bang, boom, bing, bang, bang, bow.
And then more babies come. Because bunnies breed.
That's what she was saying?
Yeah, bunnies breed very, 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 very quickly. And so
Look,
you can't have them together. So she can have the boys together and she can have the girls together. But that's the problem is that the boys don't get along because that makes sense.
This is a great example of how communication isn't key, but comprehension is, because I didn't understand that.
Yeah, but
all.
she even said it. And you just must have missed it. Kind of like when she asked me if we had any pets and I thought she was asking what our plans were today. And I was like, I'm going to build a Lego. And then you were like, she asked how many pets. I said, oh, no. No.
What a wild time.
It's wild.
How did we get? Oh, my favorite, chameleon.
What's your
chameleon? And I'll tell you why. It's like a superhero. I don't want one especially because they're weird and they move really slow like this. But they freaking change color. They camouflage. That's like a magic trick. It's like an octopus who's also probably an alien and one of the coolest animals ever. Not just because it can change texture and color. It can slide through like little holes and stuff.
So many brains.
It can get you out of jams if you need to. It's got 9 brains.
And it can grow back its tentacles if they get
just like an iguana,
which
to
is
bring
crazy.
it back. But the chameleon, my favorite, because it's the coolest, but also looks the weirdest. So it like makes me hopeful that since I look like this,
oh my
I
gosh,
still
you're
can
handsome.
be cool.
Shut up. I love you. You got me,
chameleons. Didn't you? Yeah, we got to check your site. I love you though.
Me too. Yeah, don't crap on me.
I would never.
I'm your beautiful wife, and I love you, and you're hot, babe.
Thanks, babe.
You're
hey, I've got more stories, but I would love to dive into some potential Unpapa pins.
I got them.
And then if we have more time and want to throw it to another story,
well,
we can. While you pull yours up, or do you have them already?
Oh, go ahead. Say what you want.
I have a follow-up from last week.
Let me hear the follow-up.
Can you believe that?
That is impressive with the week that we've had.
And because our track record of never following up on things.
Yeah.
Which actually, sorry if you're just joining us, that's not true. We
try to follow up
a
when
lot.
we can.
We always know it's hard. So last week, one of our unpopular opinions was the idea that you won't find love just because you stop looking. Do you remember that?
Yeah, kind of. I feel like we talked about other stuff, but yeah. Go for it. We'll say yes.
We're like, we're gonna put the question out to you guys, and
we didn't.
I did.
You did? Oh, I was like, because of the fires, I just didn't think that we would.
Oh yeah, I did a pre-fire.
Got it.
So I got some answers that I wanted to throw out there. So I phrased the question on socials. By the way, you can always follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Well, maybe not always TikTok, but both of those places at It's Hardly Working.
Or on YouTube at It's Hardly Working as well.
That too.
Follow us anywhere.
And you know what? Anywhere.
And maybe eventually on Neptune, if that's a thing, at It's Hardly Working.
Oh boy. Or Red Dawn. I don't know.
That's all in a different language.
Truth,
I don't
Blue,
understand people are doing
Revelation. I don't know.
Red Note.
So I asked the question this way. Who has actually experienced the you'll find love when you stop looking for it actually work in their life? Here's what people said. Yeah. My favorite answer was, my favorite username was this guy's Dr. Dankenstein.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. And when we have questions, Dr. Dankenstein's got answers. Here's what they said. I am a living example of this. Every relationship I've ever been in throughout my entire adult life was because women were sliding into my DMs, humble brag, when I was living my best life and putting forth zero effort into finding a partner.
That's true.
Classic Dankenstein.
It doesn't come across as like needy, you know?
True. Next was from, I'm totally going to mess this up, Benige Spoor. She says, I guess technically I have. I was in my early 20s and desperately lonely. Struggled to find a date mate, which is a really cute name. A date mate.
A date mate.
A date mate, bruv.
I like it.
Struggled to find a date mate for me for so long until I ended up dating a guy who turned out problematic. Broke up with him after about a year and sort of swore off dating because I felt I wasn't doing it right. And then sometime later, the girl my ex-boyfriend dated after me broke up with him. And we realized we were the peanut butter and jelly. That's weird. The peanut butter to each other's jelly, essentially, and lived happily ever after.
Wow.
Coolest and funniest bisexual lesbian moment, I reckon. Sometimes we joke that it was an off by one error. Either way, she was the one who started it all. If not for her, I probably never would have ended up in another relationship ever again.
Aww.
That's
Happy.
sweet.
Love.
Two more quick follow-ups, then we'll get to the new ones from Famous Courage. I was an example of that. I was on the dating apps, the pandemic hit, and I decided I was done. I've been married and had a child. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
And I was happy alone. Not so much for me. I was sad. But then I met my neighbor, and they were someone I never would have connected with on the apps. Lots of differences on paper, including an age gap. We live together now and are very in love and committed.
Aww.
You guys.
Congrats.
Oh, one more. Last one from Fluffy Soft Fox.
Love it.
Honestly, pretty much every successful relationship I know of are people who just stop viewing everyone else as potential dating relationships and partners and just made friends, and then those friendships eventually naturally evolved into something more when they grew closer and closer over time. Whereas pretty much everyone I know who is still trying the traditional dating method or just approaching random people that you find visually attractive and asking them out on dates, hoping that you'll be compatible, are still constantly searching.
That's true.
I wanted to end on that one because I think that was one of the things that, I know it is. That's one of the things that we talk about a lot. And one of the reasons we started the show is like, we really love the style of relationship that you and I, that we have. Mm-hmm. And I know that stemmed from having a really solid friendship at the beginning and letting that continue to evolve. Sorry, I just heard a knock on the door and I got scared. I thought it was the fire department. But anyway, that's just like kind of who we are, is we're still best friends.
Yeah.
Like I still introduce you to people as like my best friend.
My best friend, my partner.
Who happens to be my wife too.
Yeah.
So I wanted to highlight that as well.
Aww. So sweet.
Yeah. Love you, buddy.
Love you too.
Okay, bring me the unpopular opinions that you've got.
It's time for unpop opinions today. I have quite a few, so maybe we'll go fast. Some of them are maybe pointed. Anyways, I realized as I was going through unpop opinions and I was thinking of them and looking at things, I was like, man, I think I wouldn't know if we had done one in the past. And I think that is the difficult thing. But I'll just say, unpopular opinion number 1. I'd rather drive in silence than play music.
Oh, that's a big yes for me.
It's a no for me, dog.
But I would prefer not to drive in silence. I would prefer to listen to an audiobook or a podcast. But I don't listen to music at all.
Which is ironic considering that
he's a professional DJ.
Yeah. You have a lot of music and you know a lot of music, which is crazy.
Yeah. I don't like to mix work and pleasure.
Okay. This one I have these next two I have very strong feelings about.
Okay.
The first one is how Gordon Ramsay makes eggs is disgusting.
First of all, we just discovered this guy. I think his name is Chris Ramsey, and he solves these wooden box puzzles that are anywhere from like $20,000 to $70,000 each.
If you've ever played The Room, the app,
the iPad
game, The Room, it's like the real life The Room. It's insane. It's crazy. It's my dream. If anyone wants to buy me one of these impressive boxes that I can record myself figuring out, I'm in it.
Yeah, shout out to Chris Ramsey though. Freaking insane. So much fun.
So fun.
Check it out. But back to Gordon Ramsay.
His soft scrambled eggs.
You know what
I'm talking about? You're like, I know what you're talking
Do
about.
I know what you're talking about? These are the eggs where he's like, put it on the heat, whisk, 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 take it off the heat, let it sit for 10 seconds, whisk, 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 put it back on the heat, off the heat, on the heat.
Every chef that I've seen, every person we've watched like cook scrambled eggs on the internet always cooks it this way, and I just cannot.
Me either. What a weird niche too. What do? I cook scrambled eggs on the internet.
Not just scrambled eggs. You know what I mean? But like Joshua
There's probably
Weissman,
like an OnlyFans for that.
Yeah, but Joshua Weissman, Josh from
yeah, I know.
Mythical Morning, like
Mythical Kitchen.
They all kind of make eggs that same way, and I'm like, it's like that whole thing with those other eggs too that like you put on top and then you put a hole and then it like flops over like your ramen.
I
or whatever.
love watching those.
Yeah, but
I don't think I could eat it.
Truly grosses me out. I'm like, I want my scrambled eggs to be cheesy,
yes,
and cooked. like
we're not asking for a lot.
Like if there's like a hard boiled version of scrambled eggs, that's what I want.
Also,
you know what I mean?
That's disgusting. Hard-boiled eggs,
but
gross. Why a version of that? A more solid version? You mean?
I'm not talking about hard-boiled eggs. I'm talking about like scrambled eggs. Like if there's like you have over easy, medium, hard. I want like the hard version of scrambled eggs, where I want them to be like scrambled.
You don't want the medium rare version.
No. Which is what I feel like Gordon Ramsay makes. No offense, Gordon.
It's soupy, and I don't like. It's liquidy.
It makes me think that it's not cooked all the way.
Yeah, which grosses me out.
Yeah.
So I knew what page you'd be on, and I'm on the same page as you.
This one I have very, very, very strong feelings about, and I am curious if you do.
I can't wait. I bet I would guess what your strong feelings are, but I'm going to focus on me.
Toilet paper should roll under, not over.
This is so easy. And I remember the first time I heard this opinion.
Okay.
I was in middle school, and it was like eye-opening to me. I was like, people care about that stuff?
Yes.
And then it went from that question, which I will answer, to the question of, this was shocking to me.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Do you fold or do you crumple?
That's the question.
Uh-huh.
There's only one answer.
I had never thought about what I did until I was asked that question.
I have like a routine. And spoilers,
I do
it's
now.
fold.
Yeah. But I had never thought about what I do. It was just like ingrained, like this is just what I did until they asked. And I was like, what do I do?
I know. I was like, some people crumble.
They
scrunch it up in their hand and just shove it up there. And then you just hope that the random folds of your toilet paper aren't getting other places and spaces. That's a horrible idea.
I agree with you.
When all you could do is just fold 2 pieces on top of each other.
That's 3 pieces for me.
I say 3 pieces to start and 2 after that because you don't need more
you don't
after
know.
the first.
Well, depends on what time of the month it is for us females.
Or for me, depending on what I've had to eat.
Sure.
That's kind of a gross joke.
Yeah. Well,
I want to clarify
have more...
it's also a joke.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You get it. Girls have different parts than guys, and so I wipe different areas.
Actually, they don't. Same parts, organized in different ways.
Shut up. I'm just kidding. That was so mean. I'm so sorry. I don't mean that.
No. I know you're joking.
Okay, are you an over and under toilet paper guy?
I am correct. I do this the right way and the way that we all should.
Our marriage depends on your answer. So.
As the person who buys the toilet paper
you do.
And restocks the toilet paper and changes the toilet paper roll, it is definitively under.
You're lying. I was like, we're done.
No, it's over because that's how you can rip it.
Yeah. And I will say this. I am guilty of going to other people's houses, I will flip your toilet paper over.
You are a psycho.
I cannot. It does not make sense to me that you would have it come from under. It's supposed to come from over, and it bugs the crap out of me.
Do you feel this way about paper towels too? Because I do. I'm talking about vertical paper towels, like when they're up.
I don't necessarily care about that, but I will say this: every now and then, Brooklyn will take the toilet paper off our thing and flip it around, and it like truly, I lose my mind a little bit when I go in there. I go, no, like what is this? What are you doing?
If it's under, when you pull it or rip it, it goes.
I know.
And then you're like, well, whatever. I just wasted that. Or you do the thing where you try to re-roll it, and you're like, that looks like
she's kind of crazy with
an
toilet paper,
incapable person did this. Yeah, over is the answer.
Yeah, you got to teach her.
I'll teach her.
I mean, I've said stuff, but I love her so much.
What else you got?
Sorry to all my friends that I've switched your toilet paper, and when I've been in the bathroom, I literally know that it has to be over. It's the only correct way.
I don't switch it, but I will be honest that I do judge you a little bit. Not you, the people whose houses I'm at.
If it's easy to switch, if it's hard to switch, I won't. But I won't.
Like if there's like a lock on it,
we
won't.
Yeah, like a chastity lock on it. Okay, chicken nachos are better than beef nachos. I should say chicken nachos are supreme over beef carnitas, which I guess is pork.
I can't think of something that's more wrong than that, unless you took the soy car and put it on top of nachos and like used tofu.
So what's your nacho preference? Like, give me your perfect nacho.
Preference is
Nacho Libre.
Probably the nachos from shout out to Finney's,
which is like the
Craft House.
Yes.
They've got a pulled pork nachos there.
It's pretty good.
It's like pulled pork, obviously like cheeses and guacs and that kind of stuff, but also some, what are those peppers called? Jalapenos.
Jalapeno pepper.
I like a little sweet. I like a little spicy. I like a little zesty. It's all words I like to describe my food with, but also my lifestyle. So I like pulled pork. Chicken seems weird to me to be on there.
Really?
I can't think of when I've had chicken.
That is my choice. Chicken nachos.
Are you talking about like at home where we've already cooked chicken?
I'm talking about nachos in general. My preference every time would be chicken nachos. But I love chicken taco. I love like chicken tacos, chicken everything. Unless we're doing like ground beef, that could be okay in a nacho.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But chicken is would be my choice.
I would eat carne asada depending on the marinade with that too.
Yeah.
But like when I think chicken in carne asada, I always kind of go like, it's just got to be bite sizable, which is what I like about the pulled pork. I suppose if you shredded chicken,
but or still cut it like how I cut it.
Yeah, like little,
like diced.
Like it had to be really small. The problem with shredding chicken and stuff, like it becomes so dry.
I know.
And if you have a dry chip with dry chicken, you're just like.
Build me your perfect nachos. Like
Starts
all the things.
with chips. And after the chips.
With chips.
In fact.
Are they lime?
Hint of lime Tostitos.
Chips?
In fact, if they made hint of lime scoop Tostitos, it would be those.
Yeah.
It would be Tostied those. After that, we are doing dollops or lines of salsa con queso, also made by Tostito. Yep, them. Medium, not mild. If you want a little more, put a little more. Okay. Guacamole in the center, but after, because you got to like melt stuff down and heat it up.
Yeah.
But you need guac there. Sour cream, not for me. Some feta or like Parmesan or something. It wouldn't be feta. I'm sorry. It's like
Mexican cheese blend.
No, it's not that. It's kind of still like cojita cheese. Yes, not feta. Although
pretty close.
Maybe wouldn't be bad. That would be good on there. Wouldn't mind a jalapeno or two, a couple of like little spritzes of hot sauce too, but I like a little sweet in there. So if you had like just little pockets or little strands of like a white balsamic to kind of like offset, it gives you a little tangy, a little sweet. I'd probably do that. A protein, you already know it's going to be pulled pork. So if it's pulled pork, you know barbecue's going to go good. So look, I got to go make
your
some nachos.
Your nacho recipe is unhinged.
Or delicious.
White balsamic, barbecue pork,
feta cheese.
I know.
What's your better one?
Listen, chips. Good chips. Probably, if I'm making it home, scoops, because scoops hold the most.
Shout out to Trader Joe's chips, though, too.
That's true. Those are good with hint of lime. Black beans. I want some black beans on top.
I'd rather have refried beans.
Well, I could do refried black beans. That's fine. I just want the black beans.
I like them smushed in the way you make them.
That's fine. I'll do refried black beans on there then. Then next up, we're going to sprinkle some cheese and some chicken, and we're going to melt it. Then you're going to take some... what did you say? Some of that nacho cheese, and you're gonna across.
Give it a little.
You're maybe gonna take some salsa and green salsa verde.
I was about to ask.
Over. Okay, and you're going to put it over there. Big thing of guac in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can't do it all over. It's just the worst part of it. Can you be on the side? I don't know.
Maybe on the side. Because, that sucks when you have something in the middle and you're like, well, all those chips are soggy and you can't even get to them.
I would prefer to do like some sour cream that's kind of sprayed all over, like a line, like thin lines all over. I know you don't like it, but that is my perfect one.
I can meet you in the middle with, what do they call it? Like creme fraiche?
Yeah, like an avocado. I was thinking like an avocado creme.
That would be good.
Like kind of thing all over there. And that would be my perfect tacos.
How about your perfect nacho?
That's what I meant. Perfect nachos.
So close. Well,
I do love nachos and tacos and all the things.
Of course. Do you have any other unpop pins before we wrap it up?
I have two more. This is going to be controversial, and I know it. Cold maple syrup.
How do you say that word?
I don't know. Controversial.
Controversial?
How do you say miracle?
Miracle.
Yeah, I know.
Is that not right?
It's an I. Miracle, not miracle.
Well, tell me your controversial opinion.
Cold maple syrup mine would be warm maple syrup is better than cold maple syrup.
You think that's controversial?
Well, I think that your answer of saying that cold maple syrup is better is wrong.
Not only is cold maple syrup better,
he
but
puts it in the freezer.
Yeah, it is the only way to do it. And I'm not talking about generic stuff. No. The offset of the freezing cold to the buttery warm waffle is where it's at, or French toast, or pancakes. But in terms of the big three, pancakes is
it has to be
great.
Maple syrup in a glass jar. Did you already say that?
Usually it has to be in a glass jar, but recently they've been putting the good stuff in plastic bottles too. If you have one of those little deals where you can
Vermont maple syrup or whatever it's called. Yeah,
which really I always thought it was kind of wasteful to put them in glass bottles because
they're recyclable.
Yeah, but like not everyone's cool like that. Most people are just like, this is good for the garbage. Yeah, well, but it seemed expensive.
Not everyone's a good human. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Recycle.
But yeah, you are wrong. I love you.
I love warm maple syrup. You heat it up and it makes your whole thing. Yeah, because your whole thing is warm. And then you're going to dip it in cold maple syrup. Every now and then it's good.
But here's the deal. Like, when we're heating up Mexican food, like maybe tacos like you were just talking about, you want that guac hot?
No, I want it cold.
Oh, but everything else is hot?
But avocados are meant to be cold.
Syrup is just syrup. It comes from a tree.
Everything else is hot on there, though.
Yeah. We're saying the same thing.
Anyway. I'd rather have cold fruit and warm syrup.
What? Who? What? Where did fruit come from?
That's my opinion. Because you're talking about guacamole being added into a taco, and I'm like, that's like adding fruit into a taco because not every taco has guacamole, but every taco does have salsa, which I guess is also cold.
And also a fruit because tomatoes are fruits. It's falling apart, McGillicuddy. Your analogy's falling apart. And I need to clarify one thing.
No,
I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't pour cold freezing salsa over my stuff.
Or
it is
syrup?
strict. What I say, cold salsa.
Yeah.
Let's get that straight
syrup.
first. I do not put cold salsa on my pancakes, but that's for some other time. But I also don't put cold
syrup.
I seriously almost said spaghetti.
All right, Alf. Let's go. Let's wrap this up. You're losing your mind. No, but you dip it. You're a dipper.
Yes, I'm a dipper.
You're a dipper.
And you know what? Since we're talking about dipping, dipper points, in nachos and stuff, I am a dipper.
You are a dipper.
Girl.
Everything. But you don't like all sauces.
That's true.
Girl.
You're a scooper.
I'm a scooper. They say that in every couple you have one and the other. Those people that when you think about like a salsa thing and they just like dip their chip in and come out, that's him.
Because he's kind and considerate.
I'm going to scoop it because I want the flavor. And that's still kind and considerate. I'm eating the food in front of me.
Yeah, but you have to pace it out.
Listen, I can be a dipper sometimes though. If the salsa isn't my favorite or whatever I'm dipping to isn't my favorite or it's too much, I will just dip and do that.
Maybe your guac is always too much for me then.
You scoop my guac.
It's pretty good, y'all.
It's real good.
It's pretty good.
Come over. We'll have a guac day. I'll make some tacos.
It sounds awesome, provided that our house still exists.
Shut up.
Oh, no, we did. Speaking of house still existing, it has been crazy windy here. The power has surged a couple times. So hopefully we're all good to go. Do you have any more you want to talk about? Would you like to wrap it up?
I'd like to wrap it up.
Would you like to continue on with these accents?
Sure. Thank you guys so much for everything that you're doing. No, that doesn't feel
sincere.
Sincere or organic.
We should probably try a different one. Crikey! Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.
My
name is Kellie.
Of a tangerine.
No.
That's my Australian.
Hey, I love you. It's been a tough week, and I'm really proud of you and all the things that you've done this week and the way that you've just been a helper. You're so great. I gotta get out of this room. It's freaking me out.
Kind of scary.
Hey, we love you guys. We're grateful for you. We're happy that you're here. We're so happy that you're safe and that you're okay and that Even if it's hard right now and you're having a hard time, we're happy that you showed up today. But we love you. We miss ya. We can't wait to chat with y'all on TikTok, Instagram, wherever, or here on our podcast. If you comment below or whatever, I don't know how it works. He does more. But this week, we hope you take some time for yourself, just to remember that like it's okay to be selfish and take time for you. Actually, it's not selfish to take time for you. It's necessary. But we hope you take some time to just be you, to do something that gives back to yourself, whether that's taking a hot bath, whether that's going to get your nails done, whether that's working out, whether that's reading a book, doing Myrtle, I don't know, laying in bed and herkle-derkling in the morning. We hope you do something for you. And we hope you spend, what do you want to say?
I just want to say that you're right. We talk about it a lot, but if this is your first episode, which I know a lot of people, that is the case, self-care often feels selfish.
But it's not.
Especially in the midst of like other people's problems, whether it's someone else in your family, someone in your city or your whole city, whatever it is. It feels like, how can I just do something for me in the midst of so much suffering? But we always come back down to like, it is important to help, but you can't give what you don't have. So if you've run yourself into the ground, which I've done a little bit in certain ways, and I haven't done very much of anything, but I need more rest and sleep than I'm getting. If you don't have the energy to help people, you can't help people. You know, if you want, for instance, if you wanted to give someone $1,000, no matter how bad you wanted to give that, if you didn't have it, you couldn't. So remember, like, take care of yourself, because that's how we help take care of other people too.
Yeah.
And I want to give one last shout out if you made it all the way down here. The community over at TikTok that is growing and building around our TikTok and what's going on in the community, it is a really cool group of people. It is a very kind, generous, compassionate, empathetic group of people. And I've never seen a comment section so kind. And to add that this is in the midst of a catastrophe is even more shocking. So I just wanted to show some love to all the cool people who are sending love and support, not just to us, but to the city and for each other. And that's kind of been one of the saving graces of all this for me, is seeing that community come together.
Me too.
So with that, that is the end of our episode for today.
We hope you stay happy. We hope you stay healthy. And we hope you spend most of your time
Hardly working.
Bye.